Welcome back, recruit, to another Rebel Rant. Today we're going to be reacting to Cubs fan Han and his decision to end his free-to-play pledge. As I'm sure you understand, this is probably going to cause a bit of controversy. There's a lot of strong thoughts and feelings on either side of it. And, well, you know, I'm going to go ahead and throw in my 2 cents. So if you watch this video, then somewhere right around 2 minutes, 25 seconds or so, he stated that he just wasn't having fun with the game at that point, which is why he made the free-to-play pledge. It had nothing to do with CG or anything like that. It was just a fact of life and how busy he was and whatnot. You know what? That's completely understandable. There's no confusion there. Totally understand what he's getting at. And then somewhere right around 5 minutes, 30 seconds or so, he goes on to state that the reason for ending the free-to-play pledge is because he was once again not having fun. And so it's and you know, he made it clear that his decision to end the pledge, you know, it had nothing to do with CG. It has to do with him playing the game, wanting to have fun with the game, and he did mention it did have to do with his channel and what he wanted to do with his channel. So you know, I mean, I can understand where he's coming from, don't get me wrong. And the simple fact is that each man has to do what's best for him, what's right for him. And the way I see it, if you look at the bigger picture, mobile gamers straight up quit the game because of CG's bad behavior. Arnold T101 went on a free-to-play pledge because of CG's bad behavior. And to the best of my knowledge, he's still on that pledge. Mobile gamers said maybe he might return to the game at some point. And whether or not he would come back, you know, free to play or as a whale, he hasn't said. And that's if he comes back at all. As for Arnold, I got no idea if and when he plans on ending his free to play pledge. As far as I know, it has to do with CG's behavior and whether or not they, you know, in short, start behaving themselves. And then you have hers, who also went on a free-to-play pledge with the intent to quit the game. And, you know, so obviously there's a problem with CG's handling of the game and the community. This is not, you know, this is not some light thing that, oh, you know, for those people that want to sit there and say, oh, well, you know, people are just whining and, man, you know, they're just mocking and ridiculing people that don't accept CG's behavior and whatnot. You know what? If those people want to support CG 100% in such a manner, that's their business. But just like they have the right to support CG, those of us that don't want to spend money, those of us that want CG to be treating people better, we have that right too. So it's not a one-way street, and I think a lot of people forget that. So it's pretty much, you know, where this whole thing stands with Cubs. That's his decision. He's got to do what's best for him. He's got to do what's best for his channel. As far as the community goes, personally, I'm still on the free-to-play pledge. As much as that Bader Merciless Massacre was pretty nice. Still not too happy about the Jedi Knight Luke thing. And the fact that they finally got the basic foundation program of Unity implemented and in place, that's a great step forward for the game itself. However, it does not address the core problems when it comes to how CG handles and the community and these content creators and whatnot. None of that has been addressed. So there is no reason to think or believe that any of that has changed. And this is just where I stand on it. And those are the reasons why I am still free to play. It's just not worth it. I don't want to spend money on something that I can't hold in my hand, and at the risk of having that taken away from me for a pretty arbitrary reason. Not to mention the double standard. There is still a major problem with the cheating from everything I've read in recent days. And I've even heard people that were banned for cheating, and they swear up and down they were not cheating, and people have looked at the Grand Arena data, and as far as they can tell, those people weren't cheating. And it's just, it honestly just doesn't make any sense. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I have been in some abusive relationships where I've been in relationships with women that were very abusive. And it took a long time for me to learn how to recognize that kind of relationship, recognize the harm that it was doing, and to learn how to break it off and step away. And I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't an easy thing to do. It's even when you're being abused up and down, it doesn't make it any easier. But it has to be done. And that's one thing I've learned the hard way. And when it comes to these types of situations, these companies, the entertainment aspect, it's a different type of relationship, but it's a relationship nonetheless. And the basic principles are very much the same. So CG, in my opinion, has abused the community and the content creators in the last year or so. And being the type of medium that it is, I can still enjoy the game free to play. And I do. I still enjoy playing the game. But I cannot in good conscience hand over money like that to an abusive partner. For lack of a better word. And so it's just, for me, it's just not going to happen unless there is a significant and public change on CG's part. Until that happens, I will continue to enjoy the game, free to play, have fun with it, and continue to make videos on it. Because there is fun to be had there. Even with all the flaws and the controversy and the scandal, it's still an entertaining game. And the community is the big thing about it, besides the game itself. There are a lot of good people that play the game. They're fun people. They're great to just... You're not hanging out face to face, but this is, just the reality of modern technology. Socialization has grown in leaps and bounds, for better or for worse, and there are very much pros and cons to it. But it is a community nonetheless, and that's one of the things that makes the game even better. Which is why CG really needs to learn how to. They're really fumbling the ball when it comes to how they've been interacting with the community in the last year or so. Because it really is a great community. And they're not doing themselves any favors with the way that with the directions that they've taken. And it's really sad, to be honest. So with that said, Cubs fan Han has got to do what's best for him. Each man has to decide what's important to him, what kind of line to draw in the sand, whether it be gaming, entertainment, hobbies, relaxation, work, war, or just every day-to-day stuff. And that's what each man has to decide for himself. And that's just a fact of life. So, while I will be honest, I'm a bit disappointed that he has decided to end his free-to-play pledge under these conditions. I'm not going to sit there and knock him for it. I'm not going to tear him apart for it. He's got to make that decision for himself. And for me, and hopefully for others, they will continue to maintain that free-to-play pledge. you know, until something more substantial does come about from CG. Yeah, it's this Unity program foundation thing is great. It's great news, but it's only one facet of the game and the community. So with that said, I want to thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you check down below, I will post a link for the Rebel Squadron Discord, and I can actually meet you in the cantina, recruit. This is Rebel Squadron out.